We're going? All right, cool. Hi guys, my name is Kristen.
And I'm Kevin.
And we're going to talk about mission. So, I don't know if you guys have heard the story from scriptures where God calls Samuel. So he hears, Samuel, Samuel. Samuel runs to the high priest Eli and asks him if he called him. Eli says the next time you hear that, that might be the Lord, just respond saying, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." When we were growing up, we once heard a homily where a priest called on that story and, made a point that oftentimes in our lives, our approach to God, instead of saying the prayer of Samuel, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening," we say, "Listen, Lord, your servant is speaking." Now, throughout our lives and day-to-day decisions, sometimes it can seem that we make God an afterthought. For both of us, going on mission really highlighted the importance of making that prayer the forefront, and doing things with God, making decisions with God becomes the fabric of our lives. So each of us just want to take a second to share an experience that we encountered in mission that really highlighted that message.
Yeah, so as Kristen mentioned, we had the opportunity of going on mission in last May of 2019 to Winnipeg. We spent 1 month in Winnipeg, staying with JY families and visiting 2 reserves. The experience which I wanted to share was basically when we stayed in Sandy Bay. I had the opportunity of living with Father Joe Cabral, and just honestly, his whole lifestyle was very inspiring to me. Because if you look at like the lifestyle of the priests at those reserves, it's not like they had a strict schedule. They had a couple masses which he had to say throughout the week, but besides that, his day was open, and he wanted it that way so he could be available for his community, because his community did need him. And what I especially noted was every single day in the morning he would go to the chapel, which was connected to the rectory, and just pray. He would spend time in prayer, and I strongly believe that's where he got the inspiration of what to do with his day, of how to spend it, whether he should, because he has no idea how many funerals he might have to partake in, how many houses he might have to visit for their wake ceremonies. But I think he received a lot of guidance, a lot of inspiration through those brief moments of prayer, and I just found that inspiring. And throughout like the mission, we were constantly being met with people who had that same mindset, who wanted to live like that, who wanted to pray first, consult with God, and then go. And I think that's something which I definitely want to instill in my life as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and my experience is actually from Sandy Bay as well. I lived a few houses down from where Kevin and Father Joe were staying with 2 beautiful sisters from Kenya. Their names are Sister Margaret and Sister Florentina. So towards the end of our mission there, I had a beautiful conversation with them where they were talking about their appointment to the Sandy Bay Reserve. And Sister Margaret was saying, the bishop appointed them with the ministry of presence. And I thought that was a very profound assignment, because that seemed like something I could do, like no matter where I was. I could be more Christ-like in my presence wherever I was. And the beautiful part about their mission in Sandy Bay is that maybe the meekness or quietness of that appointment didn't rob them of the necessity of making day-to-day decisions. They had to constantly, every day, get up in the morning, pray, make food, visit the sick, the elderly in the reserves, and they had to create catechism classes for the youth there, constantly be available and open and listening to what the Lord wanted them to do. So I thought that was a very beautiful example of how we can be open to what the Lord is calling us to do, how He's calling us to be present wherever we are. And how that active habit of constantly saying, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening," becomes a fabric in our lives. And when we come back, outside of mission, and let's say our mission actually begins, we're able to see how changing that mindset can truly transform the day-to-day decisions that we make.
So as you can see,
Okay, start now.
So as you can see, me and my sister Kristen were huge proponents of mission, and we strongly believe each and every single one of you guys should experience it as well. But I guess the next question is, or the better question is, how do you do that? Like, how do you find out what your mission is? And I don't think there's a great answer for that, or one correct answer. But like if we look back to the story of Samuel and Eli, we see how Samuel went to Eli for guidance to actually find out like what was going on or what he should do next. And we're called to do the same. And I think like the JY movement, we have so many elders, so many wonderful resources who we can tap into to find out that very answer. Resources who know us and who might know more about how we can contribute to this mission. But at the end of the day, like I think you definitely have to pray, but you also have to test the waters. You have to go and just do mission until possibly you find something which is like in which you feel you can serve God best. I think JY has wonderful opportunities through their 1 month mission, which is actually what myself and Kristen went on. So we definitely encourage you guys to partake in those on those 1 month missions and test the waters, because it's only through that we can instill that habit of constantly saying, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." And Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year.